Today, I'm gonna show you what white balance is and how to use it for your photos and your videos. So white balance controls the color temperature of your image. And essentially the color temperature refers to how cool or how warm your image is. The reason it's called white balance is because essentially you're gonna want your whites to look like a true white. And to control that in your camera, you're gonna wanna go into your white balance settings, and there will be a ton of different modes, but I highly recommend going into the Kelvin setting. This will allow you to set the proper temperature for your environment. And depending on the light source, you'll have to adjust your color temperature in camera. So if you're shooting in bright daylight, you're gonna wanna set your white balance to 5600 Kelvin. And if it's a cloudy or overcast day, you'll wanna bump your white balance up to around 6000 Kelvin.
For sunrise and sunset, I'd recommend anywhere between 5600 and 7000 Kelvin.
So in most cases, you want the whites in your image, like this white wall behind me, to look like a true white. However, there are some scenarios where you don't necessarily need to follow that rule.
For example, maybe if you're shooting with a flame like a candle or a fire, the light coming from the flame will naturally look a lot warmer, so you don't have to try to make that flame look white. So in those cases, I would recommend just embracing how your eye is interpreting the light naturally.
Now, one more set of colors that can go hand in hand with white balance is tint. Tint refers to how green or magenta your image looks. Now, say if you're filming in the bright sunlight, so you might need a variable ND filter. Variable ND filters can cause a bit of a color shift, sometimes making your image maybe a little bit warmer and a little bit more green. So in that case, what I can do is in my editor, I can just cool down the temperature a little bit, also add some magenta in to counteract some of the green tint from the variable ND filter. And as you're editing your photos or your videos, you can choose stylistically. Maybe you want your photos to have a bit more of a cool tone, or maybe you want them to have a warm tone. So that is it for this video. If you do have any questions about white balance, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one.